We're rolling. You want
We
to kick it off
here.
for us?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
Yeah.
Welcome to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. I'm
There we go.
Titus. That is the main man, France, the number
Yep,
one,
yep, yep, yep.
the number one gunner over here, man. France is here. We are outside after months of planning,
Years.
pre-planning,
Years.
years. We are here. France,
Yeah.
what up, man?
I can't call it, man. Hold on. I got to get the banner up so we could promote. I forgot how to do all this. We got to promote stuff. I got the logo up there. Let's get the banner. Oh, snap. My bad. That's the wrong banner. Hold up. Ah, damn. I'm already messing this podcast up.
Oh man, you rusty. You rusty.
If y'all saw that banner, y'all can enjoy it because that banner is the truth. That banner is very truthful. But
And pick a battle.
yeah. But we need to promote the website. Let's talk battlerap.com for all
Thanks.
of your editorial coverage, news, write-ups, recaps. We got the newsletter out. The newsletter hasn't been as consistent as we like, but we need a little bit more feedback from y'all how much y'all want the newsletter so we could really make that into a nice piece of the machinery we got going on. And of course, we're on LTBR podcast, social media platforms all over, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Anything else?
I think that's all the major. It's all the major food groups right there.
That's all
the major ones.
That's all it is. All right, man. Look, it had to be something special. The last time I popped out was Apollo, which I thought was a historic card. And now we got NOME 15. So I think this is worthy of a comeback.
Yeah. What a good year in battle rap, huh? Apollo, NOME. What a good year. This has been a nice year so far.
You know, we're getting good battles this year. I know there's like a lot of like explosion of like leagues now of like all these battle rappers now becoming execs and they're like becoming GMs and decided to start their own organizations. So you see a little bit of an overlap in names and it's an explosion of events. So I get it if anybody's overstimulated. There's a lot of pay-per-views to buy as well. So if you split the cost with your friend, I ain't mad at you. But when you get the chance to buckle down and watch what we got some good raps, man.
We really have. It's been a really solid year in terms of battles this year. For all the talk of the culture being dead like we do every 3 years, this, that, and third. These battles been cracked this year on all kind of platforms.
What's the battle you just watched recently that you're like, man, this is just fantastic?
I watched Will and Jay again today. That's a special one. That's a real special one right there. I think that's still in my lead for Battle of the Year. I thought Next and Swerve. I watched Next Swerve the other day. I thought that was decent. That was a pretty good battle.
Did you say Nexus? Where were you? In the trenches?
I was really out there. I was really, really in the field.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger. I definitely was in there too. I definitely saw Justice and Luke Castro. That was a goodie.
I gotta watch that one.
Actually, I was in the trenches, really in the trenches. I rewatched Snake Eyes versus Tex. I love that battle. I love that battle.
I watched that the other day too. I'm like, this is good.
Isn't it great?
It really is.
It's a dope. Hey, listen, man. Look. I'm gonna just get this out the way. All right, Snake Eyes. I don't dislike you, bruh. I rocks with Snake Eyes, bruh. All right. I love that performance from him. All right.
So good.
I ate so much ramen noodles. I felt the sodium in my veins. Like you know what I'm saying? That was a fun joint. I think I seen something else recently too. I seen First Lady Flames had a battle that dropped last week against J Love.
I forgot they battled.
We got some degeneracy going here. You see the list of battles we're saying?
Right.
Like we really watch raps, I'm saying.
Really in that field. But yeah, it's NOME's coming up.
You mentioning Jay though, you say you watched Jay and Will. I definitely rewatched Jay and Will too on Friday. And then I got into like a Jay the Nitewing like binge watch because then I watched Jay versus Sheed after as well. And I'm just like, Jay's been on one. And after rewatching two of his battles back to back, I was like, we need to do a NOME pod.
Yeah.
So I'm ready. I'm ready to get to breaking down this card, whichever way we want.
Let's start with Jay and Nitty. Let's start with that.
Let's start with Jay and Nitty, man, because big shout out to our senior staff writer Q Moody, as y'all may know. He loves this battle. He loves it so much he damn near created it. And I feel like there's no bigger advocate than him for this battle. And I didn't see the vision at first, but I understand it now.
Yeah.
You go ahead first because I got a lot to say about this.
It's a battle that when you hear Jay and Nitty announced, and then you see New York Gramercy, it's like, oh, that's not what I would have thought you'd do that at. And at first they gave me hesitancy about it, but then I'm like, well, Jay's been on the stage before. He's smart enough to know what to do. Nitty's never a problem. Nitty's only had a problem on the stage once, honestly. And I think he's overcome that. He's shown himself to be a stage performer now. And Jay was at what, Civil War at 500, right? Something like that.
A little more than
And more
500.
than 500, yeah. Yeah, so like I trust, there's two battles that I trust in this position, even though it seems awkward for them to be here because they've been in a small room so long. There's two battles that I do trust in this position. I think they'll put on a good battle. Um, I'm excited for it, man, because Jay's really just put in the work this year. It's cool to see another UM1 guy in this position, like really getting that run because we keep talking about making new stars, making new stars, making new stars. And you and me, same wavelength. Till you hit that stage, you not a star. Don't matter. That's what we've been talking about. And Jay is getting this shot in the right way, right? It felt like all his battles feel earned. Tay Roc felt earned. Nitty feels earned. Gotti last year felt earned. Like it's not like we're just throwing him in these battles. He's been here long enough, got the cash. It's like, yo, let's get it. Let's see what you can do. And him and Nitty, we know Nitty's gonna die. Nitty's gonna show up and beat Nitty. Is what it is. And we'll see what Jay gets to do in this stage. I just hope he's I know he knows what to do. I just hope he does it and doesn't fall into he's been in small rooms so much. I hope he can break that habit of the what I call the compelling filler in his raps, which is good. Like Jay's compelling filler is a term that I coined, which is just really good raps that don't necessarily mean much, but they're not. It's not like empty filler. It's like really, really good. Oh, this is dope. He's saying some dope stuff. It just doesn't really apply to the battle that much. So hopefully he breaks that out a little bit and just bring some raps to Nitty because he's rocked some stages. He was good in the Kid Chaos battle. Even after he came out the PGs, that first battle, what was that dude's name? You know what I'm talking about?
Mad Face?
Huh? Yeah, he's Mad Face. He would have went viral on him. That third round was violent.
Yeah, yeah.
Like really violent. So like I think he knows what to do. I'm excited.
I think when you think of Jada Nightwing on a big stage, you instantly have like a pause because like you think about all the battles you've seen him in, like Mad Flex, obviously Sheed and Will. We just mentioned a lot of those are smaller room pitch styles, but he's got a little bit of stage under his wings, no pun intended, with like the Mad Face battle you mentioned, which was a long time ago, so we could exclude that from to who he is now. A little bit more recent, like the Kid Chaos battle. It's even though I'm personally not the biggest fan of neither of their performances in that battle, I definitely think they didn't look uncomfortable in such a big room. And then you could even point to like the Geechi Gotti battle out in traffic. If you want to put the asterisk and say, oh, this is in the West, this is in New York, it's a whole different stage, it's fine. But like he still showed a level of like adapting to like projecting and performing for an audience that's ready for a different pace. He's able to bring all of the variety he brings. So like I love what Jay's been doing this year. And I do reserve my opportunity to change my volatile opinion. But as of right now, June 9th, Jay's my front runner for all awards that matter in this culture. And I'll reserve to change my right after the results are known. But I have no doubt that he has the IQ to refigure the gears for that room. And then more important, he's going to be across somebody that hasn't been on the New York URL stage, I think, since Summer Madness 6 from Nitty. So, like, there's a level of motivation there as well.
JC Massacre?
Yeah. Precisely that. So, I think we're going to get fireworks out this battle, honestly. I would be surprised if I walked out of the night saying Jay was like a top 3 performer, only because there's so many other people on the card that I would probably rank ahead of him. Right. But I think he could do it, man. I think he could definitely give us one of those battles where you walk out of there and you're just like, yeah, he's definitely 100% my front runner.
Yeah.
Stamp it.
Agreed, for sure. That's going to be one of those.
Yeah, and to give Jay a little bit more credit, too. I know this is coming off now. We're getting close to glazing territory, but I love the run he's been on since the Maflex battle. Like I wrote a piece about him a couple years back about like him finding that motivation again. And all battle rappers, I think, could very much utilize that reboot when they get a chance to like find the love and passion into this again. Because I mean, we're not artists, but we can relate to a little bit of being content creators at times when you feel the burnout or when you feel like I'm no longer making content out of fun or passion. I'm making it out of a responsibility or a chore. And then that just drains the level of like energy that you provide. People can sense it damn near through like their headphones when they're listening to a podcast. And so for him, he had that little bit of turbulence for a little bit of time. And I think he found his rhythm again. And since then, he's been off to the races. The Maflex battle, the Geechi battle, the Real Deal battle, the Sheed battle, the Rock battle, the Will battle. Like, come on now. this is spectacular stuff that's going on, and I think there's no bigger accolade than the will battle. Even though this is a great debatable battle, if we want to nitpick on winners, you and I both have them losing it. But having battle of the weekend at Apollo lets me know like you're ready for anything.
Yeah, that was a star-studded weekend, and leaving battle of the weekend on a 37 battle. How many battles it was like leaving battle of the weekend should not have been easy. It's a lot. You're competing against a lot there.
Man, listen, man. I think we listened to it was 24 battles. We listened to 120 rounds in a weekend, man. There's no reason for that many raps in a 2-day period.
That's just the fact that they had the nerve to have surprise battles on that was, and look, Texas Swap is great, right? But like the idea battles on this is unnecessary.
Like just think about all that could have been spread out. Think about all the work that could have been spread out with this, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean I got baked ziti and lasagna and mac and cheese? Like, damn, I'm not gonna put all three of them on my plate. Like, hello?
For real though.
Yeah.
It was out of pocket for that.
Yeah.
It was out of pocket for that.
Jane, Nerd Corner, because I know y'all come here also for the stats. Jada Nitewing, his third NOME, was on NOME 10, obviously in the finals with Fonz, NOME 11 against Av. And now he's returned to NOME. So and
NOME
Nitty,
NOME 10's a sneaky one. I always forget that was NOME. I always forget that wasn't some madness for some reason. I always think that was some madness.
Yeah. This is where Daylight made his career apparently that night. I guess the only night he was good in battle rap for all intents and purposes. And Rum Nitty knocking on the door on his 7th NOME. For those counting back at home, Nitty does have the most NOME headliners, leading at 4, and it was just featured on the previous NOME card. So look at that, 2 guys has been on NOME several times, but yet they're telling us this isn't a NOME battle. That's what they're saying. We're gonna get to that,
right?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I got a lot to say. We're gonna get to that, but
Nitty's 4 main events. So you got 4 headliners. So it's Lux, Surf, Roc. Who is it?
Are you guessing? You want me to tell you?
Yeah. Okay. Lux, Surf, Roc.
No, not Roc, but you got the first 2.
Geechi, right?
Yeah.
Geechi was 1, and then
I guess this one's just a little quirky because it's NOME Pack. NOME Pack. See, let me tell you about these 2-on-2s. Let me tell you about these 2-on-2 cards. All right. Let's. You know what? We're gonna do a little bit of everything here. We're gonna be reporters. We're gonna be honest. We're gonna pull the curtains, and we're gonna throw some humor. All right. And so you catch all of it. Enjoy the bars. If not, rewind. Mine is more to find. NOME Packed was a giant. Caffeine is on his way out. Come get the bag card. All right. I was never mad at that. We still ain't mad at that, all right?
Not at all.
All right? We RIP, #RIP caffeine. So NOME Pack is like a giant like stat pad for like Twerk, Geechi, Roc, and Nitty as far as views, because these 2-on-2 battles inflates everybody's view counts and their NOME stats. So everybody got a NOME headliner off of it.
Good. Hey, look at that. I forgot about NOME Pack.
Yeah, listen, they forgot about NOME Pack when NOME Pack was happening. They forgot about it so much they didn't want to return back. I'll never forget Twerk and Nitty the next day, like, yo, Atlanta, like, y'all ain't deserve this. And it's
that man dressed as an alien for 5 minutes at a 10-minute first round. What you want me to do? I'm tired.
Bro. So, but now that's his 4 headliners. So, back to New York. It's gonna be a good day, man. Where we going next on the wheel?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's do Fonz and John.
Yeah, now you're getting into what I like to get to.
Yeah,
let's play a game. Guess if this person has more or less NOME appearances than Fonz.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, let's get to this game right here. All right, let's start with Jerry West. You think he has more or less?
Oh, Jerry he has one. He has more than Jerry, because Jerry got 2 or 3, right?
Okay, and for the game, I'm gonna say the number.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say the number in a second. I'm just gonna get to the names and we're gonna get to the numbers.
Let's do it.
You said less for Jerry. Cool.
Yeah.
Loaded Lux.
Ooh. She got more than Lux.
Okay. New Jersey Twerk.
Less than Torque. Less than Torque. He's at less than Torque.
Okay. Arsenal.
Arsenal's a tough one. Arsenal be sneaking his way on cards. He'd be sneaking his way up to get 30. I'll say more than Arsenal. He got more than Arsenal.
Okay. And I'll say Ill Will.
Matt Hoffa? Oh, my bad.
Damn. Everybody got more than Matt Hoffa. Now, hold on now. Everybody got more gnomes than Math. Math got as many gnomes as you and me.
Yeah, we got same amount. Math's biggest gnome bar is when he told Nitty, yo, Ron, stay up on him, bro. Stay on him, bro. That's Math's gnome moment. My bad. Sorry.
So speaking of Math, let's get to the numbers. So Fonz, for those counting at home, this is his 5th gnome, y'all. His 5th gnome. That means he has more gnomes than the names we just mentioned, which was Ill Will, Jerry West, Loaded Lux, New Jersey Twerk, Arsenal, Chess. How about this? He has more than Chess and Calico combined.
Wow.
So, yeah, when y'all said Fonz and John wasn't a gnome battle, that's when I knew my hater detection went off. That's when I knew there was nothing but hate in your blood. And there's like good hate where like you're devoted to it and it's witty and it's passionate and I can appreciate some good hatred. And then there's just like, oh no, you guys are just ignorant because this man has been on Gnome for the last 5 out of 6 years.
Yeah, I didn't realize there'd been that many consecutively. I didn't realize that. 5 out of 6, yeah. Because and you remember, bro, I'll never forget after Summer Madness, the Danny Myers battle.
Oh,
when people came into our space and were like, "Yo, Fonz got to go back to the PGs. This is terrible." Like the Crucible. You sent back to the Crucible? Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Let's say
it got dark for Fonz's career for a minute. It got real dark.
This is going to be timestamped the Fonz section of the pod because I remember that day vividly. I wrote again. I guess this is my dash of narcissism here. I also wrote a piece about Fonz before the Danny Myers battle, and I titled it "Fonz is made for the big stage." Boy, that blew up in my face for his first big stage performance. But it aged well as time progressed. But nevertheless, I just felt like Fonz was somebody that was just waiting to just like take over that type of stage. And when he kind of fell a little flat on his face on the Summer Madness debut against Danny, it was rough because there was a lot of criticisms. Like we did the Radio Roulette show and people were so upset with him. And even to this day right now, there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect with Fonz. Like, and I wonder a little bit if it's because like Fonz isn't on so many of these like battle rapper owned league cards. Like he wasn't on he hasn't been on Calico's league yet. Obviously, he just no-showed Big T recently. He wasn't on Apollo. He wasn't on No Bags and Bodies. He like a lot of these cards that are owned by his peers, like he hasn't been on any of them. And I know that most of his work, or at least he has good YouTube drops too, but a big bulk of his work's on the app. I just don't see the whole like big disconnect when there's performances like his Castro battle, his Chef Trez battle, his Hustle battle, and then his Bill Collector battle, which is on YouTube. So I'm just kind of shocked that so many people feel like they see Fonz and they don't associate him with Gnome, when I would argue that he's probably the guy that's been booked on Gnome the most in the last 5 years, next to like Geechi and Roc.
Right. Yeah. Fonz, me and Fonz have a interesting relationship.
Oh yeah. Forgot you were styling on him, and I got in trouble for that. I remember that. Yeah.
I wasn't a Fonz believer for a while, but now
who the ball do to work for y'all? I remember that.
I was I was a bit of a Fonz doubter, but I've come around because I think I've told you this before. Fonz is my favorite versus an overmatched opponent. Anytime Fonz versus somebody who shouldn't be in there with him, he treats him like that, and it's so much fun to watch him just windmill dunk, fast break all over him for 3 rounds of violence. It's my favorite thing, but yeah, it's been a weird thing with him, and it's weird to see the doubts now, considering how consistent I think he's been. Like I think he got the Gotti battle last year, which was a big play. And I think my only criticism of that was I felt like he should have won that clearer than he did. I felt like his third, he dropped the ball a little bit. I think the same about the Hustle battle. I think he should have probably cleared his Hustle, but he dropped the ball in the 3rd round and made that open for debate, right? But Fonz and John John's battle's been brewing for a while. Respectfully, the Hansel, I saw the brief Hansel movement taking place. I'm like, that's not the battle at all. The battle is John John, and that's it. That's the battle. Fonz and John John. This has been about what 2 years of this at this point. Like it's absolutely time for this battle. I'm excited for it to be a grudge match. Fonz angle punches. We know what that how that gets. And Fonz, we saw Fonz did the Suge on the stage. Saw what happened there. How bad that got. When he caught Suge at Summer Madness that time. So I think this battle's gonna be really dope. John John, I like John John's path now. He's taking battles that interest him. He's not outside a lot. All that being said about Fonz, shout out to him. I like him a lot. I got John John winning this battle.
Damn. I thought I was gonna be the only one that possibly might have had John winning too.
Oh, where you got him too? Yeah, I just think that John knows how to use New York, and I think he's gonna know how to play that punching angle against Fonz. Even though I think Fonz has the best puncher slogan ever, which is "Follow to his punch, nigga, block it." That's my favorite. I love that slogan. That's a good point.
Real quick, I'm glad you mentioned the Hansel Brigade. I've seen those tiers on the timeline when Fonz and John John was announced, and everybody was like, "Oh, you think what I'm thinking? It's John John Duncan. This ain't the match that we was expecting." And to that, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, what we doing here? Like I just said, this is his fifth NOME. All right. He's been on Summer Madness now, damn near at least twice. So combined, that's like 7 big stages right there. Yeah. All right. This is an Ultimate Madness champ. All right. This is a multi-time top 20 battle rapper. He has headlined several cards on URL already, smaller, like, big 2 cards, some Born Legacies and stuff, but like still headliners. He's got covers. Yeah. All right. He's got all URL rounds that we was tracking. He's got a relentless amount of pay-per-view and caffeine experiences. And I like Hansel a lot, man. But like, what we doing, Hansel? Like, this ain't your time yet, man.
At all.
This ain't your time yet. And I don't want it to be your time yet, because if it's your time now, you're not gonna have a time later.
Exactly.
So I want to make sure we got those tiers out the way, because like sometimes you just can't fight all of it at once when you see it. But you're like, I'm gonna address this when I get a chance. John John and Fonz. So the reason why I was low key like thinking about going with John John more than Fonz, I was very skeptical because I seen a bit of their promo. And by the way, they've been promoting the battle. Like, they've gone on interviews. Big shout out to Henny Man. He interviewed both of them, and both interviews were electric. They got me even more excited for the battle. But like, Fonz had this like, are we sure John John's a good angler? Are we sure he's this tactician that we believe that he is? Or is he just picking on people that have the flaws? And I was like, what you got to say, Fonz? And he's like, it's a little different when you're in front of just a puncher. I'm not just a puncher. I'm an angle puncher. And I do feel like with everything going on right now with John John, as far as pause, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff going on with the people in this league. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. All right. The Cassidy battle not happening. I ain't gonna say anything else after that. I'm gonna leave it there. But there's a lot of ammunition for Fonz. Titus, don't laugh, Absolutely. Man. Don't laugh. We know too much, man. We know too much. I know. There's a lot. It's like a lot of places this can go. The point is, he has a lot to say, and I'm like, he's guaranteed a bomb. Now, the one thing about Fonz, we throw the word unorthodox around very loosely in battle rap. I feel like people use it to kind of compensate for the fact they're not going to be multisyllabic, or that they could just free flow in their motherfucking acapella raps. It's like ignoring the lines of a drawing book, and you just color all the way around it. It's like, calling it like, there's lines here. Like, I have one of those paintings that like you take a color and you color the number that it's telling you to color. If I did other stuff, I'm like, I'm being unorthodox. No, I'm just breaking the rules at this point. I say that to say, Fonz to me is truly unorthodox with his punching style, because he does it in all facets. He does a 2-bar, he does a 4-bar, he schemes, he angle punches, and I think because he has so many different ways of punching, and there's a lot of substance in his punches, you can't kind of identify when it's happening. The most you can really ramp up with it is when he does his slogan. When he has If all I do is punch, block it. When he has that going, you know to perk your ears up and you're ready to like receive the avalanche that he's about to like hail on you. And I'm just kind of like, yo, other than that, there's moments where all of his like biggest reactions on the stage are a little delayed. Like it's like getting a rib shot and it doesn't hurt at first, and then you're like, hold on, I got to take a knee for a second. Like, and John's real direct, man. He knows how to work that room. And I think John always has operated at his best when his back's against the wall or on like when there's like a way to like talk about something with him and he knows how to like finesse his way out of things. Like this is just who John is. So I'm kind of like, damn, bro. Like for so long, I felt like I trusted Fonz in this spot, but now I'm kind of like, I think John could pull it off.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it, right? Like I think it's gonna be a competitive battle. I just think like I said, John's gonna be very much for that room in that moment, and Fonz is gonna be really good. But like I said, I think about and while you were talking, I started thinking about Fonz's first time on the stage in Atlanta with Av next to him. Didn't go well, right? That NOME Pact. That didn't go well. First time in Charlotte, Danny didn't go well. Second time, perfect. So I'm thinking about that, like New York, it's his first time on the stage in New York. It can take a little moment. If it's not working immediately, if they're not catching it, like you said, if they're not catching the style immediately, like it can get dark up there with John. Like John's capable of making it dark. It's what he's done that for years, right? Like, so it can get a little hectic up there for him if he's not able to connect quickly with it. So that's something to watch for. And I think that's the reason why I'm confident in John winning this battle.
Yeah, bro. I'm kind of confident in John being able to like maneuver the pace, kind of like flip some of the stuff that he's going to say back towards him, or just find a way to just redirect everything, and more importantly, look like the sharper performer. But like, I have no doubt that Fonz is going to have not just one, but multiple haymakers that's going to have me like scrunch my face like I ate like a pack of gummy bears, sour gummy bears. I don't like no sour. I don't like no sour candy. No, none of them worms, none of them bears, none of the Skittles. I don't like none of them sour candies. All right, I don't like none of that shit. None of it. If y'all do, I need to understand why do y'all like sour candy? Like,
it's delicious.
Do you like sour candy?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely. Why? It's delicious. What you mean?
What's delicious about it?
The candy. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a little bit of pizzazz, and then it's like, oh, it's sweet candy under here. Yeah.
If I want some pizzazz, I will take a shot of Casamigos with a lime. And
I can't do that at work. I can eat these Albanese gummy worms at work. All right.
He's like, I would do that too, but I can't.
Yeah, like wake you up a little bit during the boring. Wake up a little bit during the day.
You know well, that's gonna be my face after some of Fonz's haymakers, because I know he's got some ridiculous shit. And he's always got one real unique bar every battle that like lives in infamy, and you just write it down. You're like, damn. So that's why it's so hard to bet against him. But
yeah, I'm like, it's like I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Like,
yeah, this wasn't easy. This doesn't make me happy, but I'm going with John. Did we pick Rum and Jay? Did we put picks?
I don't think we did. I'm gonna lean Jay in this battle. I'm leaning Jay.
I was gonna pick Nitty, but I don't like Jay Smo, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Jay to Nitewing 2-1. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. So, all right, what we got next on the board?
Let's go. What's left here? DC Rex. Want to go main event?
Oh, listen. I was talking about this Geechi Gotti stat that he has for NOME.
Yes.
And I thought it was exciting. Let me tell you actually a little quick story time for the pod.
Yes.
You know, I'm sitting at home chilling, minding my business. And I got a phone call private. I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this? Nah, Emerson Kennedy gives me a call. And him, Jazz, and Geechi were recording a show. And I guess they're talking about NOME. And that's how I'm like, all right, so Geechi's booked on NOME. So this is how I know he's booked on NOME. Right? But then, they put me on speaker, and they're like, Geechi's like, yo, how many NOME appearances I got? And then I'm like, I pull out the sheet, and I'm like, yeah, Geechi, you got 6. He goes, so if I'm on this NOME, I'm going to have 7? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is that the most in a row? And I'm like, actually, it is. So Geechi Gotti surpasses Tay Roc for the most consecutive NOME appearances at 7 consecutive NOME appearances.
Wow, that's a real accolade right there.
Bro, that's it. That's number one. I don't see that being surpassed by anybody. Only way it'll be surpassed if Roc keeps battling and Geechi does not right now. Other than that, they're just gonna keep passing the baton to each other with this stat. And this is like some Wilt Chamberlain shit. When you have any Gnome or Summer Madness stats that match up with the guys that are consistently there, Roc, Rum, Geechi, Cal, Clips, Rex, a couple of the guys that really have made a lot of marks there, Surf, DNA, T-Top, you're like, oh shit, I'm in the right class right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's really dope for Geechi. He's been on NOME 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and now 15. But for Tay Roc, I want to say this to him. His first run, NOME 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He did 5 in a row, 5 consecutively. Mm-hmm. And then he didn't battle NOME 9, the Houston card. He didn't battle that card. After that, he got right back at it again. NOME 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's 2 5+ consecutive appearances for Roc in the span of all this time for a total of 12 NOME appearances. Just before you get to the battle, I just had to make sure we give those guys their props for that.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah. So many guys you can see got 1 or 2 appearances that have 7 in a row, that have 12 total when it's only 15. You know, like that's really impressive. That's really incredible for Roc and Geechi, man. Salute to both those guys. Yeah, 2 all-time greats. That's why they're they're all-time greats.
Yeah, and big shout outs to Rex too. You need to get a lot of love here because this isn't known, but for Summer Madness, like I think we forget sometimes that he did the first 5 Summer Madnesses in a row. He was the only person to do the first 5, so I thought that was really dope for him at the time. As far as NOME, this is his 5th as well. Been on NOME 3, NOME 4, 7, 11, and 15. So hold on, let me get this door.
You good?
What you think of those stats, though, Titus?
Those stats are incredible, man. Like I didn't know Rex had. I don't know Rex had that many gnomes. I was thinking about Rex's gnomes today, and I wasn't sure how many he had. But yeah, Gotti's 7 straight, Roc's double 5 straight runs. It's really impressive for these guys, man. It really encapsulates how important they are to the culture when it's time for those big events. Those are the guys that you're going to see. Those are the guys getting the call. They're the guys that are going to be on that card regardless. Main event, whatever. They're going to be on it. You're going to see one of them. At least one of them, for sure.
Listen, man. Nerd corner there. I can't wait to put that graphic out for Geechi and Roc. I'm sure Roc's going to be like, damn. Why I got to be saying... Roc going to be like, damn, why me? Why I'm the marker? Because this is the Wilt stat. Yeah, come on, man. Like this is the most 30, 40, 20, 50. Like this is Wilt Chamberlain territory when you talk about rocking these stages. So the main event though, Geechi Rex. I seen Geechi put a tweet out a couple of days ago before the announcement. He was kind of like, you feel like Geechi's damn near done. Like you feel like there's nothing left for him to do. Cause like he's literally beat the game in every facet. 3-time Cody. Endless amounts of accolades. I can't begin to list. But he put out a list. And in this list, he was like, yo, I still want to battle Rex. I still want to battle Reed. I still want to battle Iron. And I was like, oh, he got a few. He got a few still left on the board,
It's crazy to think that Reed battle hasn't happened yet. It's so wild to me that battle hasn't happened yet. He's been doing and Reed's like really attainable. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's very shocking.
Yeah,
like the Reed battle yet.
Reed's been fairly, but I'm sure he also probably wants to make it a little bit more special. I think he'd fuck around and take Reed in Philly, honestly.
He definitely would. He's taking Rex in Harlem in New York, excuse me, because his quest. I love Geechi's quest versus Harlem. I think at first it was just fun, and then that Mook thing happened. Now it's a real quest. He even went to Sirius Jones out.
When he battled Mook, and then obviously we saw the result of that.
Yeah.
The very first thing he said was, "Bring another Harlem person my way. Bring Jay Mills. I need to find.
I don't care who it is. Somebody from Harlem. Bring them to me."
It's like playing 2K online, and you getting smoked. You're like, I'm just gonna play the computer and put it on pro, so I could like go crazy on this computer and feel better about myself.
For real.
But Geechi Rex, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm excited for this battle. I feel like people downplay these Rex battles. Now I get excited for it. If you tell me Rex stage in New York, I get excited immediately. Like, I really do. So I'm excited for this battle. I think it's the perfect time. I think it's a good time. I think it's a good place, especially with Rex being rejuvenated as of late. Like, people believing in Rex again as of late. Whether or not, excuse me, whether or not it's totally warranted for this environment is another question. We'll find out. We'll get into that too. But I'm I'm excited for it. I'm excited to hear what Geechi had to say about certain things that Rex represents that we didn't know he represented until late. I'm really excited to hear what that sounds like
I was
when
just about.
when we get to that.
I was just about to get to it. Hold on. I got it right here. Don't you worry.
See, if I get a knockdown, no matter what, you never have a spot like a dots clown, and never could get spent in a circle when catch a Glock round. I was made with rules and different manners. My brothers had toolboxes filled with real hammers. I'm neutral, but was raised by the red bandanas. So
That bar alone.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me take this off the screen, man. Let's get back to what we was. So listen,
buddy.
Man, you and I are civilians here, right? So we're not gonna go too crazy.
No.
But that bar alone is an angle. Like, and one that is like no better person to exploit it than Geechi Gotti. You know,
right?
I remember when Rex battled Nitty on Snoop Dogg's Gladiator event. Like, it's the first time they battled back in 2015. And Rex had a bar to Nitty. He goes, "You a Crip, Snoop a Crip? Oh, I see what's going on here." And it's kind of like, at that moment, you could go back to that moment and be like, "Wait, aren't you one?" And you see, like, that's why we got to be careful. Like, if we talk like this get very crazy. So I'm not trying to, all I'm saying is that right there is material that Geechi could go crazy off of. And that alone, I'm not gonna lie, that alone kind of has me wanting to pick Geechi.
Same. Yeah, I'm picking Geechi. I think he knows what to do in this New York environment. He's going to do it right. And I feel like it's underestimated. I don't think God has a problem in New York, right? I think it's underestimated how much Mook played on that New York card in that first round to make sure you could not cheer for a West Coast person in that room.
Now, let me ask you, would it work again if Rex decided to just be like, haha, you've activated my trap card. You took another New York person in New York again. You didn't learn your lesson.
I mean, it could, right? Like, it could. I have no doubt that it could work again. Yeah. But I have doubts about Rex in a stage environment at this point. And I think in this Rex resurgence, people are like erasing the fact that the battles where it became staged, like him and Taylor Jones, he was good in that battle, right? Small room setting. Him against Swamp, him against Pistol. Yeah, him against Swamp didn't go well because that was like, the stage was a pit, but there was a real crowd there. So it didn't go well. He didn't have the stamina for it. Him against Chess, that first round was crickets. Real crickets, That was not gonna go well.
We need to do a real case study as to why people did not like that round on the stage, heard the exact same material in a small room, and then they liked it.
It's special, right? It's really special.
No, like, I'm not even trying to joke on nobody.
Yeah,
I want to get to the psychology.
I do too.
Okay, so like you like this meal, but you only like it when it's cooked a certain way.
A lot of them will all tell us that they don't judge battles off crowd reaction. Well, I don't know what else you judge that round off of because you didn't like it 3 days ago. You didn't like it. Literally 72 hours ago, this round was hated, and now it's like, I don't know, he might have got the first. How?
Right.
But yeah, I think Rex will have a first round that's, of course, it's Rex in New York. His first round might go up, But after that, I think it's going to be difficult, man. I think Gotti's going to be on him all 3 rounds. And I've been watching some of these Gotti side quests this year. I watched Gotti and Steams today as well, by the way. And Gotti's taking things seriously. He's not really
Have you seen Gotti versus Active?
Not yet. That was next on my list to watch, actually.
Yeah, that's another side quest that I feel like he took very serious too. He has his Charlie Clips-esque moments where he's like, you can look at his Marv 1 battle, his J Mills battle, his Serious Jones battle, and you're like, all right, like this, we're just not gonna be serious, and we're gonna get a W, or we're not gonna be serious, and we're gonna go home. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think this is one of those times at all. I think for the fact that it's in New York, he wants to have that imprint, knowing that I'm sure he's going to take this NOME stat very, very serious because, Gotti cares a lot about these accolades in these moments. And then also battling somebody like Rex is going to have the trilogy complete. You're probably going to battle everybody from Harlem at this point.
Yeah.
Shine, Lux, Mook, Clips, Rex.
Here's Sean. Whole list. The whole squad. Get the whole squad. Head Ice. He got Head Ice too.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, he's got the whole Harlem.
He's got the whole Harlem. I think he might have Swave too. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't battled Swave yet. But look, he's got
Swave
the entire Harlem on his resume. So, and also being the NOME main event, like, I don't know. I think everything is written in stone to get one of those Geechi performances. You're like, oh shit, yeah, this is probably one of the greatest battle rappers I've ever seen of all time.
And this is somebody that, like, this isn't like a battle they put together. He's wanted Rex for a long time. Like, it's a battle he's.
You remember last 2 years ago when they were putting out Summer Madness 13 and they accidentally tweeted out a Geechi Rex flyer and they deleted it?
Yeah, they did do that, didn't they?
They tweeted out a Geechi Rex flyer and then deleted it in like 1 second. It's like, not fast enough. Too late. The screenshots are grabbed. So this match has definitely been in the works for quite some time.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely think Gotti's gonna put on one of those performances, like you said, in this battle. It's gonna be really good. See, I got Gotti in a dominant 2-1. I'll give Rex maybe the first. Maybe. That's the only round. It's not, think about Rex, it's not gonna get better into the second and third. It's gonna be the first. And that's gonna have to set the tone.
I will say, I know we're a little bit more down on Rex in a bigger room as opposed to like pit style smaller rooms. His bad news performance though, even though like the amount of people at attendance at a bullpen event is questionable at times, but all my people roll together. We like trick dice, like you know, like he was absolutely wilding on bad news. A name that probably won't be said again after today.
He did though. He did. It's true.
Yeah. All right. So we agree on a lot of these picks. It makes me nervous.
I know. Because if we're wrong about these picks, that means other people on our team are going to be right about their picks. I feel like they disagree with us.
Okay.
About some of them. I don't like that. We got to be right.
I don't like that neither. I don't like the idea of any of them having something that I don't have. It gets real competitive. If those who don't know, it gets real competitive in the staff writer chat, right? Like, it really does. Y'all can never hurt my feelings. I have Smo and Q as my friends. Like,
right. I guess we can do Miss Hustle and T-Top.
You know, I was thinking about this match earlier today. Actually, I was talking about it with a couple people. And first off, T-Top being a perennial known person, because he has 7 of these bad boys under his name. Yeah, he's up there. He's got a lot of known headliners too, so I definitely respect T-Top's known body of work. And Miss Hustle is somebody that sometimes she hasn't battled a woman in like a little over 2.5 years. She's been battling nothing but men. So there's some intergender battles that like you're really excited about because there's a little bit of a backstory or some real animosity, like her and Fonz and a couple others. And there's some that you just feel like it's a bit more on the side of just strength, just being competitive. Like, I think like her and Chess have a good relationship. Her and Swamp had a good relationship. Her and Geechi, obviously. And even then, like, those battles are still good. Like, she gives good performances in those battles. I thought about like the Real Deal battle, another battle where it's like Hitman and Real Deal, which is a week apart. Obviously, the Hitman battle been brewing forever. That was like her end game plate. And we saw how she showed up to that battle. Her first round, explosive, dynamic. Then she battles Real Deal a week later, somebody that she's openly said, I love Real Deal, I have a good relationship with him. So I didn't really know what to expect. Plus, it was a crazy style clash, but they both gave us a fire battle. So at this point, like, I'm kind of done with questioning Hustle on matches on paper that I'm not favorable towards, or I don't instantly get excited about, knowing that she's going to bring me a dynamic performance that's going to make me excited about it afterwards. Because there's plenty of other matches I want to see from her. Like when I saw her and Prestavia get announced for a smaller league, I was like, oh, I love this battle. I want this match. Obviously, her and C3 have been going back and forth for a little bit, and I know they talked about probably battling at some point. I would have loved to see Hustle and C3. I just think there's better battles for both of them. But they both are very consistent at what they normally do. Titus is on a little bit of a slump right now, but Hustle, very consistent. So I'm here for a good Hustle show on the big stage.
Yeah, this is a battle that I wouldn't have necessarily picked if you gave me my options, but it's a battle that I think has potential to be good. Like I said, that Real Deal and Miss Hustle battle was way better than I would have ever guessed. I would have never guessed that'd be a competitive battle, but that battle's so good. Her and T-Top is interesting, and thinking about T-Top, T-Top being slumps, and then you put him on a stage with people, or put him around a bunch of people, and the slump ends. Like, we were in the building before he did to Jerry West. That was, boy. That was wrong. Even you want to go back a couple years ago to Redemption, right? He wasn't in the best part of his career, but he got Loso on a stage. It's like, oh, this is what T-Top can do when he's on the stage, when he's in those kind of environments. He knows exactly what to do in these moments.
Even a little more recent, the Chef Trez battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he gets on the stage. He's a master at it, man. He's a real master. I think he's only had, I want to say, a couple stage moments that weren't great, and I don't even think the Goods one. I don't think he was that bad in the Goods battle. He's just lost, right? I never thought he was that bad in the Goods battle. Goods just outclassed him. The Tay Roc one is the one, but Houston hates T-Top. That needs to be studied too. I don't know why they hate him so much, but they hate T-Top in Houston. I don't know what he did. They don't like him. But him in New York, I think T-Top's gonna be just fine. I mean, he's their newest league owner in New York now, so I think he's gonna be just fine up there, representing for his other hometown.
Yeah, that's right. He does have a card the day before. We need to shout out the straight drop card.
Yeah. So,
oh, actually, wait, that card's not announced yet. Oh, hold on. You see, my bad, y'all. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy that card. It's a good card, though. Twerking Woosah's on that card, and a couple other fun joints is on that card. So,
thanks.
Yeah.
So, I think T-Top's gonna be really good on stage. Miss Hustle's she's gonna do what she does, man. That first round, she's gonna bomb on him in the first. It's gonna be incredible, and she's bringing that consistency. So I talked myself into liking this battle when I didn't think I would. I think I like this battle. I think I'm taking T-Top, friends.
I'm actually going with Miss Hustle on this battle, so I'm glad we found a moment.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
But you know what? I did see a lot of people that kind of didn't feel like the match was exciting, and I seen that reception. And I think it's less of everything we just said, and more of they're probably expecting, oh, this is finally the time for Jazz and Hustle. URL's back in New York. Why not now? I mean, it is a Summer Madness battle, so if it would have happened on Summer Madness 15, it makes sense. I don't know if URL will be in New York Summer Madness, so them being in front of a New York crowd is definitely like no cap. A couple years back, they were saying we could headline Summer Madness, and I never believed in that. I never thought, not to be a misogynist, I just didn't know if there was enough star power between the ladies to ever headline a NOME or Summer Madness. Things have changed dramatically in the last couple of years. Obviously, we've seen them headline Bags and Bodies, Apollo, a couple of URL cards, the Kings and Queens. Intergender battles have continued to increase the last couple of years. So don't kill me, y'all. Don't kill me. I just didn't see the vision back then. But now a card like this, if this card had Jazz and Hustle, it probably could have gone over Rex and Geechi.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. This battle as a headliner. That battle's in the I've given up territory. I think
you done?
I think we will all be happier if y'all just act like that battle's never gonna happen, and if it does happen, be excited about it.
I think there's a lot more fans that are here now that weren't there back then, and they're both beyond better than whatever they were back in 2013. Now they're both accomplished, both belt holders. There's so much competitive juice there to bring a real rematch to find out who's the best, and everybody argue who's the GOAT. They have separated themselves, I feel, from the rest of the entire pack of the landscape of women's battle rap, and it's just them two standing, 1A, 1B.
Yep.
However, with all that being said, if a rematch is the biggest battle that could be made in female battle rap, I think we have bigger problems.
Yeah, we got some issues. We definitely got some issues. That's what we got here.
Yeah. So,
and if the Wodies are probably going to be the same 3 women in a different order, the same 4, I guess, in a different order, we got some other problems.
It feels like just high class citizens. It's oh, you're living in a place that I'm never going to be able to live by. And this is the type of community that if I lived there, Steph Curry would be why does he live here? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh God, that's a good one. That was a good one.
So it's very top heavy. The big three, I don't even say the big four. Vixen deserves to be there too.
Yeah.
The big four definitely have been rocking out. But I don't know. I'm sure everybody felt the same way. Like they probably felt there was just different matches for both of them. But I think they're going to give us a good show. I could at least count on Hustle to give me one dynamic ass round. I think she's always good for it. Always good for it. And her first round against Hitman was enough to let me know, like, yeah, like she could bomb on anybody in front of her.
For sure.
But you got T-Top. So
I got Top.
Okay.
I got Top, yeah.
Do you just trust that Top has a little bit more tricks up his bag?
Yeah. I trust Top do something and get the crowd doing. He's either laughing, smiling, jump something. I think he's gonna have a moment on that stage for sure. I think he's gonna have one. Yeah, so I got Top. Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
It's probably my least confident pick, but it's the pick I'm making.
I am not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I will say, like, I did see Hustle campaigning for Wody, and she put out her resume, and she was like, Chess, Swamp, Geechi, Fonz, no friendly fades. And I'm like, they are your friends.
You're literally
and I'm not somebody that gets mad. I don't care about none of that. I know everybody's cool in battle rap. That's not a real issue for me. But maybe also like when they get in the ring with her, they like trying to take her head off. Yeah. But T-Top, no friendly fades, T-Top. You need you know what I'm saying? Because if you come in there playing, she not gonna be friendly. She not gonna be friendly
at all.
So yeah.
No friendly fades when you're literally EFB is hilarious, but I hear you.
Yo, when she battled Chess, Fonz was behind her. You remember the space the next day? No, you remember the space the very next day after her chess battle? She was like, yo, shout outs to Fonz. We were sparring. He helped me get right. You know what I'm saying? He helped me, like, you know, I was like, and then he get, you know, like, shout outs to my bro. I love you, Fonz. I'm just like, yes, that's dope. Like, I guess they like, you know what I'm saying? Like she I guess the day before battle, everybody has that, like, who can I like go to like make sure I get right, you know what I'm saying? Because you're rehearsing these rounds so much that at some point you probably start to go a little bit insane. You're like, man, is this still even good? Some people question themselves. And the point is, you battle Fonz, then 8 months later, y'all friends, man. Everybody's friends here. It's cool, but it's cool. I don't. That doesn't bother me. What we got left on the board, man? One more battle or two more? Two
more. Let's go. Tay Roc and Real Sikh.
Yes, Tay Roc and Real Sikh.
Yes. Biggity. The biggity raps to the big stage.
I think you and I both feel the exact same way about this battle.
Yes.
And first, I want to start off by saying I was not at all surprised the reception it received. It received a great amount of reception where, like, every NOME announcement came in waves. There were people that liked the battles, and then you got the usual, NOME mid events, NOME this or that. Like, people don't like battle rap anymore. Battle rap fans don't watch battle rap. Go figure, right? But when Real Sikh and Roc was announced, everybody was like, ooh, this is the NOME battle for me. This is the one. And I think he's earned that. This is the co-main event of the card. Real Sikh has been moving like a top tier on this league damn near since he's got in here.
Pretty much, yeah.
His resume speaks for itself. This is now his third NOME. He was on NOME 11, 12. And this will be his third. Obviously, he's on the Pat State cards, a big stage. Been on a few Summer Madnesses, right? Summer Madness 13. And no, only one. It's Civil War. So he's got plenty of big stage work here. So I have no questions about big stage Sikh. I already seen him adapt. He's been on a really impressive streak for the fact that you could say he hasn't lost a battle in years. Some of the competition in that streak are people that I feel like were never really going to challenge him to begin with, but I think maintaining it still is it's notable, it's formidable. And I think he realizes that, like, Roc's not finna be like none of the people I've battled along the way to get here. Like he said, like in his interview with 3 Letterman, like, I'm preparing to bleed in this battle. And I think that right there lets me know, like, all right, I like where he's headed.
Yeah. I'm expecting Real Sikh to be very, very good in this battle. I think he's going to be against a couple things here. One is that it is Tay Roc's New York return on URL. Because Tay Roc hasn't been on Homecoming, and those are the only cards they've really done in New York. And he hasn't been in New York probably since, what, Some of them was it
his
is
last
it
his last time battling in New York on URL was Hollow the Don.
Wow. Yeah, that's it's gonna be a lot of this in the air when he steps on stage. A lot of that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is a huge element of this battle. And I just think that on URL, right? I think Six got in these battles. I don't know how many of them he's clearly won. Or he's coming with the consensus W in, right? Like Twerk, I personally haven't beaten Twerk. A lot of people don't though. Consensus he lost that battle. What's the other one? His big stage one.
Before or
K-Shine,
after
we know what happened
K-Shine.
there.
We know what happened there. Nothing else to say. Disaster. We know what happened there.
Yeah, that was a walkthrough. Yeah, like
yeah.
But this like I said, this is definitely the kind of opponent that like this is an opponent in that K-Shine, that Twerk, that kind of field in terms of what they can do on a stage to you, right? And I think Sick is better than he was then, but I also think he's perfected his style for specific environments, and I'm wondering how well he can adapt back to these stages, right? I think that's my real question: is why I'm confidently picking Tay Roc to win this battle.
I just think, besides the A-Ward battle, I haven't seen anybody really contest Sick in this entire time span. To be honest with you, I personally did like Ilmac's third round against him, and obviously some of Nitty's second round against him as well. I did have Sick winning both those battles personally. They could be debated if you really get down to it bar for bar. So I mean, but the point is, like, I didn't feel like he bled in those batthes for real. Like I feel like he was in control of the pace for the most part in both those battles. They were competitive, even in the A-Ward battle as well. All those battles, like they had somebody that brought the heat to him, but he was already hot by then. He's like, yo, it's like you hitting me, but like I got so much adrenaline that I don't feel nothing, and I'm about to punch you right back, and you gonna feel what I'm about to hit you with. And with Roc, I don't think it's going down that way. Like, you know, like Roc's gonna bring an avalanche in the second round, and I'm that's why I really like that he said, I'm prepared to bleed. Like, this is going to be a bloodbath. And I'm like, great, because I haven't seen anybody really put up the fight against him. And it's not his fault, but it just makes just the optics of that, I think, definitely play a part in the things.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I think Six, obviously, he's good at just general punches and everything, too. He's really good at that. But he excels in the angle category, and I don't think he's gonna be able to angle Roc in New York. I just don't think it's gonna work.
He's been wanting Roc for a while, so I think he's had like obviously you've been saying for a long time, like my next two URL battles I want is Rum and Roc, and he's put chess in there as well. So when he's mentioned these names, I've always felt like he's had some kind of a game plan for them. I don't know if it's all going to be entirely angle based, which I mean he always does. He always has like a third round angle or a second round angle, but he's gonna have one round where he's like, "Oh, I'm finna rap and punch with you too." Like I could punch very well, and he does that very, very well. His angles, I'm not gonna lie, like he constructs an angle that in the moment is so effective, but it never hits me on the watch back because there's so many like holes to poke at some of these angles. So like sure. I almost want to see him kind of like compete with firepower and be more of a performer kind of with this Roc battle. Just as me, this is my opinion. Like similar to like his Stumbles battle a little bit, where that battle it's real funny. Like before the Stumbles battle, obviously when he's battled names like Pat Stay and Av and DNA, he was always coming a little bit close to the marker, but a little bit short first down. And he was competitive in all those battles. He's good in all those battles, but it always felt like something was missing. And then the Stumbles battle, I feel like he solved all of those things. Like I was counting the punchlines within Genius, and he was punching faster. He was performing more. He got the crowd engaged. He made sound effects, started moving, got a little funny. I think a lot of those skill sets that he has, if he accentuates that, that's going to compete with a lot of like what Roc's going to bring, which is the brute force, straight gun bar, crack your skull with this pistol whip, back and forth. Because I pistol whipped him for 40 minutes straight.
No, for real. I do think I think that's his best bet. I think his best bet is to go punch with Roc. Cause I think that's what he did with Twerk, right? I don't think him and Twerk was like he didn't really have angle Twerk. He's went punch with him.
I mean, he's always gonna have a little
losing, but he's really good in that battle.
He's always gonna have some angles, but like his Twerk first round, some of his stuff from Stumbles, some of his first round for A-Ward. I could go on. There's a lot of rounds where his first round for Nitty. There's a lot of rounds where I'm watching him like just go straight bar for bar, or like excel and like angle punches instead of just staying on one topic as a whole. Like, and he drops a clip on somebody for real.
Yeah.
So
Violently. Yeah, it can get violent. I say, yeah, I think Rock's gonna be a little too much for him in that New York environment. That's gonna be a different. I don't think, like I said, he's bled. I just don't think he's gonna face anything like he's gonna face in that battle specifically. That's gonna be a different type of feel that he hasn't dealt with before.
There was a moment when the battle was first announced and I was envisioning it, and I was like, could this potentially be like in my brain, I briefly thought like, could this be like K-Shine Part 2? But the reason why I say no was because we know he was lined up for that battle. Like he was,
he was what I needed.
You gave me what I needed. Salute to you. Yo, I'm gonna have to pull that up, because that was foul. That was K-Shine. No, he wasn't right for that. But that battle, he obviously took it real short prep. You could just watch that battle and tell one guy had way less time than the other guy.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, you know what, that battle probably won't happen again. And more importantly, Sikh hated that moment for himself, so he vowed to himself to never experience that ever again. And
no, you remember when he hit Twerk with the handshaking bar at the end of his third, and then like crowds going crazy, and he like shouts out, "Not again, never again."
Oh wait, I got it up. Here we go. Here we go. Because listen, man, this was foul.
Now it's not right. You got a reaction. Big music and NOME against K-Shine. You have no reason to roll with your head down. Yeah, I know. I just know that I could. Bro, it don't matter, bro. You accomplish shit that niggas can't accomplish in life, bro. Get your head up, nigga. You don't owe me shit, bro. You owe me shit. Take it out on that next nigga. Oh, yeah. You owe me shit. You gave me what I needed.
Gave me what I needed. You know what's crazy about this clip? I think that it ages even better now that I'm watching it. K-Shine was a better scammer back then than he is now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, we're back.
Oh, my bad.
We are so back.
My bad. Hashtag power.
We are so back.
Yeah. Yeah. When we talking about battles we watched earlier, I forgot to mention I watched Shine and Shotty.
Oh God, what a battle.
Yo.
That was classic.
Classic. Absolute classic. So classic that like I might need to never watch it again. One time's enough.
Right.
We're wilding here, but we both got Rock.
Yeah, it both got Rock.
But there's a healthy amount of fear. Like he can.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't think Walking Rock like Sikh can absolutely come through.
I'm also big respect. Like you got the belt, like and you're in Cody form. Like I loved his Enes battle on Straight Drop was probably the only real highlight of that night, other than like Snake and Rum. Like that battle was like a real like okay, like I have this battle tonight, and then him and Jay. Super dope battle. So I'm not going against the reigning Cody right now. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I just watched Rock go to I think Toledo and battle Rec. Man named Rec.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
He got very violent with that young man in the one rounder. Very violent. He started playing. Have you seen? He started playing Pikachu while the dude was rapping. By the way, he started playing Pokemon Go while the dude was rapping. By the way, called a Pikachu. It's hilarious. But yeah.
Is this on YouTube?
Yes, it is. Yes,
what the hell? Wait, hold on.
Yeah. RECK, I think is that. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's a very violent one rounder.
Oh, this came out yesterday.
Yeah, it just dropped. I saw the memes today, and I was like, "What's happening here?"
Where's? Oh, here we go. Let me see. Let me share the screen.
It's honest opinion. I ain't tell you. You too old to be a hoe.
I just called a Pikachu. The fuck?
You too old to be a hoe. You too old to be a hoe. Talk to him, Red. Bitch, my black is butt. That's a brain man. You too old to be a hoe.
I just called a Pikachu.
Bruh. This is my first time seeing this, bruh.
It took over Twitter today. I saw it a lot. And I was like, what happened here? And apparently that dude, they had some static before the battle, apparently, rocking the dude, Rec. And then Rec was kind of talking when Rock was rapping, so then Rock decided to do that while he was rapping. Cody.
Yeah, she like, why did I post this? Hold up, I need the impressions. Hold on, I need the likes. I need Twitter pays us, and Twitter pays us very well right now. Okay, I'm gonna go post that tomorrow.
Right?
God damn it, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, it got violent for Mr. Rec up there.
I'll tell you what though, he's not gonna be playing no Pokemon Go in front of Real Sikh.
No. Real Sikh might have a bar about that already. He might have that written.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. Tay Roc, Real Sikh co-main event. Very worthy co-main event. And URL, pay attention, man. Every time Sikh gets announced for these cards, this Bars Over Politics, you see the reception, man. People love the man. The people love him, man. And I want to keep. I want to keep.
Rap battles is a powerful place.
Yep. He brings eyeballs. He definitely had the most engagement from all the posts that I've made over the last couple of weeks. So,
yeah. And after this, I'd like to see Real Sikh get in that field with a non-top tier just once on URL. I'd like to see that just once. I feel like a lot of these U1 periods have done that. On URL, they've done it. They've been around in different places, right?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple names out. Even. I'm not gonna lie, even though he's a top tier, I actually want to see him battle Sharon. I saw Real Sikh give Three Letter Man a little bit of a hard time. He was like, "You're the only one who wants to see." He's like, "Yo, Three, would you have preferred Sharon versus me on NOME?" I thought that was hilarious. Because it's like, yo, I actually do want to see Sikh and Sharon.
I do too. I like that battle. I think it's a good battle.
I would love to see Sikh and Chef Trez.
Yeah,
love to see that too.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of joints out there I definitely want to see. Would never happen. Would absolutely probably never happen. But would love to see Sikh and Easy as well.
I mean, they do the same thing, right? In terms of just battling up all the time. They got some similarities there.
They go across the intersection so far that they'll never cross paths.
For real. We got one battle left.
Oh, the battle that we got booked.
Yeah. The battle that where you and Jay Black antagonized this man.
Listen, man. We gave him half of an appetizer of what's to expect, man.
You gave him what he needed.
I gave you what you needed. You don't owe me shit, Yunus. You gave me what I needed. All right.
Yunus versus Chess. Yeah. I am so excited for this battle. It's a fascinating battle to me.
Yeah.
Like more so than who I think is gonna win. This battle is so fascinating because Yunus. I guess I can get in this a little bit, right? The top 6 classes, the top 12s, right?
Yeah.
Of all of those guys, Yunus is the one. They've all battled various amounts of top tiers just based on how things have been booked. This is the first one that feels like it really, really, really means something. As I said earlier, about don't mean anything. It's just, this doesn't feel like something we're booking just to have a battle. This feels like Yunus, this is his shot at ascending to another level, right? It's not just stacking the name up. I think Chess said something very interesting in that 3-letter interview when he said, because 3 was going down the resume, and Chess says he's battled big names. He has not had important battles. There's a difference. And that's exactly what it is, right? Yunus' team is Hustle. I think I would argue Miss Hustle was a big battle because it was rookies versus vets. And I think it was a big, good test for him. He's battled Hustle. He's battled Nitty. He's battled JC. But this is the one that feels like it really means something.
Can big battles happen in martinis? Ask for a friend. I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Not big. Maybe for the region.
Yeah.
That's about it though.
We kind of. We close to the end, y'all. We get too loose.
We gotta wrap up. But yeah, this battle really feels like it means something. All those top 12 guys. This one feels like, okay, this is the one. This is gonna take somebody to the next level, or it's gonna tell us where they're at. So I'm excited for that for Yunus. It's bittersweet to me, friends, that it's in Gramercy, right? I was hoping Irving Plaza. I was hoping for the 1,000+. But 650, I'm like max. I'm like, you know what? That's still. I think that's good for Yunus. I think going from what he's gone from to 1,000 is a lot harder. This is more of a. I won't say meat. I guess it's medium. You can see it's a nice middle ground, right? It's a nice middle ground there with it in at Gramercy. So I'm happy about that for him. I've been going through some game tapes lately. Watch some of his latest battles. Do you think he's performing less than he did when he started? Like when he was bursting onto URL scene?
Interesting point.
Because I feel like in Hustle Battle, he obviously had the Woo With You performance bar. I think he had something against Klutz. And I feel like he's just kind of gotten into just pinning and rapping.
To his defense, the competition is raising, where I would say like JC and Rum, they're going to force you to try to write with them, right? Pass is going to force you to rap with him. You know what I mean? And then some of the other conquests he's had along the way, like Fast Say So, that judge battle on Black Mafia that was streamed, that definitely was like, I need to show him better than this person. So that you can see some performance in there with that Dragon Ball Z bar. But I can see what you're saying, where like you look at the Hustle battle and you feel like you haven't seen nothing from like the Hustle Klutz battle in some of his more recent work, or more like he's just deeper into the writing than the performer. But I think he can do both, and I think he knows that in this moment he'll need both. And actually, I want to spin back to what you said about it being bittersweet because the Gramercy. I actually disagree. I think it's a beautiful full circle moment because this is Chess's first big stage debut as well.
The DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
so
fair.
like
That's very fair. Yeah.
The youngin made his debut at the Gramercy, and fast forward 10 years later. Now the youngin is now the vet on the other side, and the young Yunus is making his debut, and we followed Yunus's journey very extensively. Obviously, you were a little bit more optimistic on some of the battlers from the spaces before. I didn't believe, when I did not believe these battlers could transition into professionals at first, and I got to judge his Midnight Madness tournament when I seen him win that, which by the grace of God, he had the lives of like 7 cats or whatever the mantra is, because he got revived. He had like an extra. Thank you. He got like an extra Smash Brothers stock. He got revived into the fight. Like somebody press select, say press select, and then he got an extra life and got back into the game. And then he kicked ass because he got eliminated, was able to come back in and then ran the table, which is legendary. Obviously from there on out, he's been on a myriad of cards and leagues, and I want to take a time to defend him for a moment too, because when I seen his announcement was had about like, Chess versus Yunus on NOME, and a lot of people were like, who's this guy? Who's this app baby? Who's this person behind the paywall? And then it hit me again, like, I forgot, battle rap fans don't like battle rap, because like there's nobody more strong to make the case that I'm not just behind the app than Yunus, because he's literally on GTX. He's been on the Riot twice. He's been on Apollo. He's been on Black Mafia. He's been on iBattle. He's been on OSBL. Like the bulk of his career is actually on YouTube. He only has 4 URL battles.
When you put a number out like that, it's really crazy. You really put in full context, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if you're not counting his Crucible work, obviously he has Hustle, Klutz, JC, Rum. That's it. And then 2 of those, if I'm not mistaken, at least the JC battle, that was pay-per-viewed, main event. The Nitty battle, main event, dropped on Christmas Day for us. So it's like, what exactly are you guys not seeing here? So like that little narrative makes no sense to me. Then when you talk about YouTube views, out of this entire pool of people that you mentioned, he has a chance to elevate above all of them, because this is like a very rare opportunity. It doesn't come around anymore. We're not getting big stage events like that. He beats them all in numbers. He's the only one with 100,000 view battle. Shout out to my guy Capo. I rock with Capo, but Capo got a Jazz and Hustle battle combined that don't got 100K. All right. And like when you put people like Capo, Dollar Bill, Muwab, Wusa, and King all combined, they still have less total views than Yunus as his entire catalog.
Sheesh. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I had this round for a minute,
Yeah. No, you cooking.
Because all of that just like, it just kind of annoys me, because like the stick of we ain't paying to watch you and nobody watching this, is like, all right, cool, that's fine, but he's on YouTube. Like, are you gonna use it or not? Like, what you're telling me that you want to have is available and you're not using it. It's like buying a Peloton bike and never riding it in your fucking living room. All right.
I got Peloton back in here right now. You had to make that so personal.
It's all right, bro. I had one too.
All
It's
right.
okay. It's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Like it's available for you. You don't use it.
Right.
Like
Right.
so. You know that's just one thing there. But I still do want to say to Yunus, man. I do have a message for you though. I hope you enjoy the compliments because I still got a message for you, Yunus. All right.
Listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house. Take your meal. Do what you need to do. I'm not nervous.
All right, Yunus, understand. You are still making your debut here, sir. All right. This is not martinis. This is not the space echo chamber. All right. This ain't a battle with your friends. All right. This ain't the overseas battles. I like overseas battles, but this ain't overseas. This New York. This is chess. There's a lot of people out there. I respect your work, as you can hear. You heard all the compliments I had to say about you, but there's a lot of people in media that don't feel that way. Maybe you don't respect their opinion. That's fine. I actually don't either. But the point is, a lot of people do not believe. And this is your chance to make them believe. I will say you made me believe with the push-up contest, though. That was fun.
It's a good win. It was a good win.
That was a good win.
That gave me the impression that they did face-offs, I'm assuming, for some of these battles, which is good. I really wanted Chess and Yunus face-off. That wasn't the day of. I wanted them to have their own face-off. That wasn't just the day of the battle. So I'm happy about that, if that's what happened. Yeah, man. Like I said, all that being said, I love you. I believe in Yunus for a long time. First time on the stage, Chess. Man, please cut it out.
Is that a cat?
Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, cut it out. There's nothing wrong. I'm busy. Relax. You're gonna get put out of your own room in a second.
That's a timestamp of the pod right there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Chess, New York, Gramercy, and the way Chess is talking, so he knows exactly what he's coming to do. He knows.
Oh
that
yeah,
this battle.
we talked a lot about Yunus. Salute to the Space Invader. But what about Chess? Like, very polarizing figure.
Yeah.
Definitely has his ups and downs on these stages, but I just feel like off rip from what he was supposed to do to T-Rex at Homecoming 2, which he was robbed of that beautiful opportunity. I think he's coming back for that moment again.
Absolutely.
That is terrifying.
Right. There's a scary thing that just that focused and want that bad. And knowing he can get off the slogan water, all three of them will hit. The best of known, they will all hit.
All of them. Every single last one of them.
And I think Eunice has been some tough battles. I don't think anyone's gonna hit him as hard as just gonna hit him in that battle. I really don't. I watched him in Nitty today. I'm like, I don't think Nitty hit you as hard as Jessica gonna hit you. I think Jessica gonna hit you.
I will say, I got one person. I got one person though.
Talk to me.
When Franchise let him know my intersections is Smith and Wesson.
That's the one.
That's the one right there. Like that was and even Holmesy a little bit too, because Holmesy definitely got crazy on him in that one rounder. Those are two battles that let you know, like, damn, how does Yunus handle this level of aggression? And Franchise is a pretty respectable name. Like, he is a guy as a top 20 guy. He's been on NOME. He's been on Summer Madness. He's rocked big rooms. Franchise could get a bar like that off on Yunus in the big room, and Yunus, you would have to respond or you are in danger.
Yeah.
And that's Franchise. All right. That's, you know what I'm saying? This is Andrew Nemhard giving you buckets right here. Now we got this guy here who you know, multi-time all-star. They could amplify that level of violence on the stage. It could get very, very, very dark. And the beauty of it is, if you match the energy, you have the opportunity to really elevate your career and have all these fireworks. But it's a very big moment. Will you fold? Nobody believes in you. Somebody believes in you. Maybe Doc Rowe and them believe in you.
Yeah, Doc Rowe, Tati, they believe in him.
Yeah, them people. They believe.
So yeah, I'm really of a space and watching these battles, right? I think my biggest worry for Yunus is more so than just like, because I think he's smart enough to understand the performance elements he needs to add, but Yunus can be a little bit long-winded to the punch sometimes, right? Like, he raps so well and it's nice to hear, but I think that's a hard habit to get out of just because on the stage. I think you can easily still do that. Chess even does it sometimes, still to this day, honestly. But that's something that Chess used to try. That's what lost Chess the Tay Roc battle, if we're being honest. You know, he had that long drawn out segment and he just didn't have momentum anymore. It's like, okay, this is over. You know? So I think that's my biggest worry for Eunice is that he might have these long build-ups that don't have the payoff. And also, I do think this being in New York, we know that like bigger cities, bigger battle cities, there are people in that crowd who have never heard of you, never seen you. And I wonder about the crowd adapting to his style and how soon they'll catch on to what he's doing. Right. Like if it's not just haymaker after haymaker immediately, I wonder how much patience they'll have with him and how long he'll be able to settle in. Because he's gonna have to settle in. Like it's a new environment. He's gonna have to get a moment to settle in. I just wonder how much time he's gonna be allowed to settle in. Because I don't think Chess plans on giving me any breathing room at all in this battle. You know, I think Chess plans on lighting him up for 3 rounds if he has to.
If you're, I mean, like this, we can't fully answer this question. We're not the battle rapper, but if we were Yunus, hypothetically speaking, would we want to go first or do we want to go second?
I've been asking myself this question all day, literally all day, because I'm like, do you want to go first and try and flip some of the slogans before Chess can say them? Because that might diffuse a little bit of the energy. But the problem with that is, if it doesn't work and you went first, you are in for a long night, right? And you remember, you and me were like, when Easy chose to go second, we were like, probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, because we didn't know he could match that. We didn't know
he could match it yet, right? And the same thing with Yunus. I don't know if Yunus, we don't know if Yunus can match it yet, right? And I don't know how rattled he'll get if that building starts caving in on him in the first round, right? I think you kind of want to go first just to get the jitters out. And I don't think it's a tactical error. Well, chess isn't the angler to where you want to get the last word out. I think if they go bomb for bomb and Eunice is landing in the first, I think the battles will be competitive one way or the other. All 3 rounds because chess isn't like if it was like an angler, don't go first. Don't absolutely don't go first because then you're screwing yourself, right? Or if he was a rebuttaler, right? Chess was a rebuttaler, but he's not. So Eunice actually can rebuttal a little bit, which could be something that switches this up a little bit for him if he can get one of those off.
Yeah, he definitely got that in his skill set, and I appreciate that he's got so many different things he could get to. One thing I do think about as well with him on that stage, I don't know, is we don't know what he's gonna look like yet, so that's really the biggest allure. But I think we said all that needs to be said, man. You need to show improve. You don't get a lot of opportunities like this in your career where like the win isn't necessarily the win. The win is like to show that you belong. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not trying to push back the scale saying, oh, he looked good and he clicked. I'm not. We're still gonna be competitive and judge the battle, but there is a bigger mission at hand here. The mission is to show that like I'm supposed to be a perennial name. When you talk about NOME and Summer Madness, you know what I'm saying? Like you should have a performance so good that if you're not on Summer Madness or the following NOME, we riot.
Yeah, that's exactly the mission here, right? Like you said, it's bigger than just the win. It's bigger than just the winning this battle. It's about winning your future, basically, right? On the league. Because they believe in you. A lot of people believe in you. I mean, Smack very much believes in Eunice, right? So it's your chance to show them why. You know? Go out there, put on that performance that makes want to see you in this environment again. And like you said, they're few and far between, especially in this time where these stage battles are so less frequent now. Right, like there's not really any side stages to go to with URL. It's either big stage or it's in the headquarters, right?
Yeah.
The only real option. Not really a middle ground here. So this is the shot. This is it. Do it.
You know, there's something you and I have conflicted on because you, me, Q, and Small, we all fight about this. Like when we talk about the ideology of like strength of schedule. Me and Small look at battles like on paper going into it, the danger levels of what it's like, and you and Q evaluate the type of performance that person stood in front of. And while we could say for Yunus, both are very valid because he's gone into a lot of very big tests and challenges. More importantly, to the way you view your ideology of strength of schedule, he gets the best performance out of a lot of his opponents. And I think that's molded him into somebody that's like, all right, bro, like I'm never gonna get an off day, so I have to be on point. I got one of the best franchises in years, an elite Holmesy 1-round battle. I got one of the best hustle performances her Wody year. I got a very great pass, and it was arguably battle of the night of day one of Apollo. I got one of the better JCs we've seen in a long time. Like he's getting very good version of a lot of these people. He got a good version of Fat Say So on Black Mafia. I didn't even know he could be good. I didn't even know that guy could be good.
He did. Do you remember what we were talking about that night with that battle?
Yeah.
We're like, yo, if he go 0-3 in judge battles, we got some conversations. have to talk. But yeah, he did what needed to be done. Got that win. But yeah, he draws, like I said, he draws out the best of his opponents. He does. And I'm excited because I know Chess. Yeah, I know Chess is the battle that he's won. That's the person he's won. That's the person he wanted to get to. And I'm glad that he got to the battle at this kind of stage. Right? It's not a battle they threw on somewhere. They got this battle somewhere where it really is gonna mean something. It's really gonna hit. I'm excited for him. Yeah, I'm excited for NOME, man. It's NOME season. All you weird, this isn't the main event. Literally every one of these battles will main event in a lot of these cards. And these are people who've been on NOME multiple times. Like, shut up.
Yeah, so going back to that, to put a ribbon on this, like 11 of these 12 names have been on NOME multiple times. Half of this card was actually on NOME last year. The only person making their debut is Yunus, and every single NOME since like NOME 6 has had somebody making their debut, even probably before that as well. You can always find one person making their URL NOME debut on one of these cards. And I think a lot of you guys forget about NOME 6, which is very close and dear to my heart, because Chess, Av, Nitty, Briz, and T-Top all made their NOME debuts that night. Yeah. Could you imagine if we threw 5 new names right now?
Oh, there'd be an uproar.
Yeah, there'd be an uproar.
Like a real uproar.
Yeah, and all those names, I mean, those names were, to their defense, they were a little bit more seasoned than like what a lot of these names are right now. So like they got to that moment and they looked like they belong already because they had proven some stuff. But the point is, you still had 5 of your newest names make a debut on a card. Like, I can't, you tell URL now make 5 NOME debuts, they'll look at you like you have a third head. Like,
yeah.
5, you want me to bring 5 new people here?
And I'm getting, they didn't tell us Chess and Av were going to be there. That was a surprise. Then being one of the battles of the night that night.
And again, I want to reiterate, those guys were tested. So like it wasn't, the risk wasn't there. But the point is still like, you need to allow this rotation of like new names if you want the culture to continuously breathe and be alive. And I feel like half of these cards have organic storylines. Obviously, Geechi Rex, John Fonz, Sikh and Roc, all organic, even Yunus and Chess. So the only ones that I would feel like really came out of more of a flash of competitiveness, Hustle and T-Top, they've kind of conjured up a little space feud and got the phones ringing and got that booked. That was easy. Boom.
Right.
and Jay and Rum. Jay is literally the person that everybody loves for, like, I know I'm going to get a good battle out of him. I don't need no promo. He don't need to have no grudge. I don't need none of that. Like, he's going to bring me a good battle. And it's Rum Nitty. I have nothing else to say. It's Rum Nitty.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you were a Daylight fan, it's okay. Jay is here for you.
There you go. There you go. I guarantee you'll forget all about those TDE beat up nightmares, man. You know what I mean? You don't gotta worry about none of that. You good. So there it is, NOME 15, man. We're definitely gonna do a radio roulette and get the people's thoughts on all this, because I've seen a lot of people commenting like, "Yo, where's the roulette at, man? We want to talk about NOME. We're gonna talk about NOME.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we are.
For sure.
Yep. Titus, any final thoughts?
Nah, man, this was fun, man. Enjoyed this. Had a good time. Good to be back on the mic talking battle rap again. It's been a while, but yeah, back outside, man.
Yeah, man. And Yunus, I want to remind you one more time. All right.
Listen to everybody. Nobody believes in you. What are you prepared to do about it? Don't let no one come into your house. Take your meal. Do what you need to do today. I'm not nervous. I'm just telling you. No, it's not at all.
Let's talk BattleRap.com. We out.